eléyìí tí mo fẹ́ sọ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ bàbá wa Aláàfin Ọ̀yọ́ ó pín sí méjì. eléyìí sọ wípé new Aláàfin may become irrelevant if he refuses to work towards the unity of Yoruba people in the entire Oodua land. Aláàfin Ọ̀wọ́ Adé lè ṣe dáadáa. Àwọ̀ rẹ̀ kọ̀ rẹ̀ ni èèyàn kì í wọ́ takọ́ta. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìgbésẹ̀ ló ti wà. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn asúnnikọluni ló ti sún Ọba Bímbọ́lá Akeem Ọ̀wọ́ Adé láti kọlu àwọn èèyàn. Àwọn yẹn làbá pè lálàǹgbá orí èṣù, amúnikọluni. So èmi dẹ̀ máa ń sọ lẹ́niwẹ̀ wípé bàbá yìí ò burú tó báwọn èèyàn ṣe ń rò, ṣùgbọ́n àwọn kankan máa ń bẹ tó jẹ́ wípé èèyàn ò ní láǹfààní àti kọ̀. Kọ́lọ̀ má fi nǹkan kan ṣe ẹ̀kẹ́ ẹ̀dẹ́ fún wa, kọ́lọ̀ wọn má fowó ṣẹ̀kẹ́ ẹ̀dẹ́ fún wa, kọ́ má sọ fọmọ ṣẹ̀kẹ́ ẹ̀dẹ́ fún wa, kọ́ má fi aya ṣẹ̀kẹ́ ẹ̀dẹ́ fún wa, kọ́ má fi ọkọ ṣẹ̀kẹ́ ẹ̀dẹ́ fún wa, kọ́lọ̀ wọn má fi iṣẹ́ ṣẹ̀kẹ́ ẹ̀dẹ́ fún wa, kó sì má fi ipò ṣẹ̀kẹ́ ẹ̀dẹ́ fún wa. Ẹ̀kẹ́ ẹ̀dẹ́ lórí tí ò pé orí ìsọnù. Kọ́lọ̀ má ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ fún wa. Pápápá kó tó di pé mo kà yẹn, ẹ jẹ́ kí n ka ilé yìí. Eléyìí ní open letter to the current Alaafin of Ọ̀yọ́, Ọba Akeem Ọ̀wọ́ Adé Ẹlẹ́wùẹ̀tù 1. My fathers, my mothers, my brothers, my sisters, my contemporaries, and my younger ones, good morning. Open letter to the current Alaafin of Ọ̀yọ́, Ọba Akeem Ọ̀wọ́ Adé Ẹlẹ́wùẹ̀tù 1. Your Royal Highness, no sir. Your Royal Majesty, Your Imperial Majesty. Alaafin ò kìí ṣe Royal Highness àbí Royal Majesty, Imperial Majesty. So now the need to change your style, Kábíyèsí. I have always watched with keen interest the events involving Your Royal Majesty, right from your coronation to the present day. What I have observed is the determination of an Oba who has come onto the throne with a view to asserting his supremacy and superiority over all other Obas in the entire western region. In the ancient times, this would be unquestionable and excusable because those times marked the era of Oyo Empire, where no man born of a woman would dare do what I am doing right now without having himself beheaded at the instance of the Alaafin. In today's world, however, things have changed considerably. This is an age when traditional rulers, including the Alaafin, must have to earn the respect of not only Obas, but all the subjects or inhabitants of their respective domains, as well as the other traditional rulers, beyond the confines of their respective ethnic nationalities. In the case of any modern Oba, being respected begins with self-respect, the practice of which could only be done by being royal. Philosophically, Kábíyèsí, coronation without more would not make an Oba royal. What could make you royal are 5 things, namely: 1. Your personal attitude to your palace staff and other aides, to your subjects generally, to fellow Obas, to strangers, and to the general public, including the government of the day. This must have been seen in your being polite, thoughtful, and courteous to everyone, even regardless of status. This presuppose that while greeting others, your fellow traditional rulers, inclusive, you have to painstakingly do so, upstanding and affectionate, with smiles on your cheeks, But I must add here that this as exceptions in the case of some individual elders who are not traditional rulers. This brings us to the traditional festivals, when the Alaafin is required by tradition to be on seat, while designated others are required to be either on their feet or on their knees in the course of paying traditional homage to the Alaafin. Even then, the Alaafin would only be receiving the homage while acting in representative capacity in honor to the entire Oyo city. There is this crucial aspect of royal attitude, which have been taken for granted by you, Kabiyesi, either because you are of the opinion that the ancient order of things in the old Oyo Empire must be forced down the throats of your contemporaries of this 21st century, and by extension, the entire Yoruba land, or because some of your sons and daughters think that the reverse must never be the case. What I am saying here is in the area of being in competition with any Oba or any other traditional ruler. That matter, a practice you don't have to indulge yourself in at all if you must remain royal. Needless to say, too, that the needs of your domain must have to be paramount in your mind, in an others first, self-last fashion, though I do believe that this is easier said than done. 2. Your physical pose, elegance and elegance. This will be seen in your mode of dressing, which should be modest and appropriate of each occasion. On this, you have been perfectly okay since your inauguration. I can attest to that. 3. Your situational awareness. This will be seen in your awareness of how to conduct yourself based on the difference between a situation that is formal and the one that is merely casual, knowing where to sit or how to greet at such occasions in a manner that preserves your dignity as well as dignity of other attendees, while making your impact on others undoubtedly positive at all times. 4. Your quiet display of self-confidence without arrogance. This is where political neutrality of a noble comes in. To maintain your self-confidence in this regard, Kabiyesi, you will need a considerable degree of tact and diplomacy. 5. Your sense of public service, which would be seen in your generosity and kindness, even toward the weak or helpless. Without doubt, my submissions above are in agreement with the global best practice as recommended by leadership practitioners. Hear this, Kabiyesi, and I quote, "Behaving in a royal manner generally refers to adopting the persona of extreme poise, grace, and in many traditions public service, if often involves adherence to strict etiquette, a calm demeanor, and an aura of effortless elegance. My humble take. All these point to the fact that times have moved. Kabiyesi, the panegyric Ikú Bàbá Yèyé now remains only what it is, that is, an oriki meant to acknowledge and edify the place of the Alaafin as one of the important obas in Yoruba cultural tradition. Kabiyesi, we move with time, and in this age and millennium, tact, diplomacy, and charisma do not only matter, they are the in thing in rulership and in leadership. To be continued. Matthew Oladimeji controls corner. Okay, ìyẹn wá látọ̀dọ̀ brother mi kan láti orílẹ̀-èdè United Kingdom. Mo dẹ̀ promise wọn pé wọ́n bá wọn gbé jáde. Àwọn tó súnmọ́ bàbá wa Ikú Bàbá Yèyé wọ́n lè come across ẹ̀. Mo mọ̀ pé ó possible kan sọ létí bàbá tàbí káwọn yẹn náà kí wọ́n amend àwọn nǹkan kọ̀ọ̀kan. So ìyẹn jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Now ẹ já kọ́kọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ Aláàfin ká tó wá sọ̀rọ̀ olóyè Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho. Iṣẹ́ tó lóyè Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho rán mi sí kí n tó wá jẹ. Now eléyìí sọ pé new Alaafin Owóadé may become irrelevant. No, I don't agree with that. If he refused to work towards unity of Yoruba people in the entire Oodua land. Late Alaafin Adeyemi bullied Alagoja, who were the ones that gave Alaafin Atiba land to build Agodoyo before it became Oyo Atiba. Ashipa, who was one of the Oyomesi, was spying by the men of, according to police reports and evidence found on the scene. Ààrẹ Mufu Olóòṣàoko should know this. Eléhùn ọ̀wá láti ń bẹ l'Amẹ́ríkà o, ǹfẹ́ dárúkọ ni o. Should know this before coming to social media to attack Onife, Olórí Aládé, without any problem or attack from people of Ife or anybody. He apologized immediately for this irrational negative behavior. But the people of Agodoyo continued to cause unnecessary wahala using AI to bully anyone speaking the truth about history or stating that Ile-Ife is our source and Onife is the Olori Alade as Olofin Aye, Oluwaite, which should be their own pride too for having Ọ̀rànmíyàn who came from Ile-Ife, the source. But they began to push false narratives without thinking about the reality. This is why we historians started exposing the truth about our history before Agodoyo people would change the factual history to fake history and continue with their fabrications without foundation. All these acts should never happen if the new Alaafin has good knowledge of history and if he had cautioned those sharing falsehood, but he joined them to show his own negative attitude of envy and jealousy towards Ooni Ife, who had been showing him love. He refused to visit Ooni. He refused to attend his 10 years anniversary on the throne. He just became Alaafin less than a year, but he is fighting for supremacy he can never achieve because Ile-Ife is where our warrior Ọ̀rànmíyàn came from. When Alaafin Adeyemi died, Ìsàlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ people were jubilating because they believed he was responsible for the pípáyín of their Tèmiọmọ Àṣìpa Àmùdá Ọlọ́run Òṣèbí, who was spying in 1992. Alaafin denied lack of the case was dropped. He was not charged. Kinikan fine on the scene and always same Kinikan fine in garage, but deny ownership, transfer ownership to one who gets arrested with his mates who were involved in the act. The case did not go far due to insufficient evidence other than the occur. Late Alaafin Adeyemi bullied Alagoja till he passed. What a wicked act. No, I don't agree on that. Alagoja ṣì wà o. He hid the historical fact that Alagoja gave Atiba land. Àwọn Alago mọ gbogbo yẹ. Gbogbo àwa náà sì mọ gbogbo yẹ. Atiba was a stranger in Agoja land, but to welcome him, it is therefore a wicked act for blocking Alagoja from becoming recognized Oba, who would be recognized by the government too. I am highly disappointed in people supporting on this wicked act. So now ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn pàápàá jùlọ ọmọ Ọ̀yọ́ ni wọ́n sọ wípé àwọn àgọ́ Ọ̀já nǹkan ni wọ́n ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́, pé ìsàlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ nìkan ni wọ́n ní, kì í ṣe gbogbo ilẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ rárá o. Ẹ̀yin lẹ gbalẹ̀ mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́ o. I commend Governor Seyi Makinde for making this happen. He's a good man for making sure Alagoja and other members of Oyomesi who are qualified to be crowned are not bullied but honoured. Àwọn Ọ̀yọ́ ti ní kẹ́ mọ́ fà àwọn Ọ̀yọ́ Mèsì jẹ ọba o, kẹ́ mọ́ gbàdélé wọn lórí o. So wọ́n dẹ̀ ti sọ wípé ìkànnì Ṣèyí Mákindé pé agbára òṣèlú ló ń lò, ó fẹ́ fi da gbogbo Ọ̀yọ́ rú ni, ńlọ́jọ́ sọ pé òun fẹ́ di alága Ọ̀jàládé. This is the proof that Alaafin wanted people around him to be his slave forever. All the community heirs around Onife had been promoted and given crown with staff of office as recognized Oba who are officially listed by the government. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, gbogbo wa la rí yẹn, ọba ọkàn Adésíjú Adé Olúbùṣe kejì, ẹ̀bì tí pín wọn kí mọ́ pèrè, ń ló ṣe gbogbo eléyìn ńgbà tán wà láyé. Later Alaafin fought Baba Ládọjà. Because of the issue of Àgọ́-Ọ̀já, he turned himself to a politician. He confirmed it publicly that he sold his house to support the political candidate of his choice so he can remove Governor Ládọjà, who is now the Olúbàdàn. He succeeded in his plan because Baba Ládọjà was removed, but today he is the chairman council of Oba. Kábíyèsí Olúbàdàn is lovely Oba. He facilitated the freedom of Olóyè Sunday Ìgbòho with Ooni, Olúgbọ́n and others. New Alaafin did not allow Olóyè Sunday Ìgbòho to even take photo, not talk of helping him to lift the ban placed on him by former Buhari government. New Alaafin Owóadé may not know much before ascending the throne. He started supremacy battle without any respect for Onife, who has been on the throne over 10 years before he became Alaafin. The Olófin ayé who is sitting on the throne of Irúnmọlẹ̀ Odùduwà, Bàbá gbogbo wa. He did not stop his people from doing AI to attack Ooni, but he showed that he is envious and jealous of Ooni when he did not attend his 10 years anniversary, but he attended Modakeke festival. Well, ìgbà tó Ọọ̀ni ṣe ayẹyẹ ọdún kẹwàá lórí ipò lórí àpèrè àwọn baba ńlá baba wọn, bàbá wa ikú bàbá yèyé lè mọ́ sí àràǹdò. Gbogbo nǹkan kọ́ lèèyàn máa láǹfààní àti àtẹ́ǹdì sí, gbogbo ibi kọ́ lèèyàn máa wà. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká wà sentiment, and mi ò mọ̀ torí mi ò sí ń bẹ̀. Ṣé bàbá wa ò ní invite wọn? Ẹ̀rọ ẹni tó bá pè èèyàn lóde lèèyàn máa ń wá lọ o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ àwọn nǹkan kan dájú ká tó sọ nípa ẹ̀. Mi gbọ́ nípa ẹ̀ rárá bóyá wọ́n invite wọn àbí wọ́n invite wọn. A lè rò lọ́kàn pé Ọọ̀ni máa invite wọn náà ó lè sá bàbá lè mọ́ rántí, wọ́n dẹ̀ lè pè wọ́n kí àwọn náà mọ́ ráàyè. So gbogbo òde tí wọ́n bá pe àwa náà sí kọ́ là ń lọ o. Ọọ̀ni who is olórí aládé respected late Alaafin Adéyẹmí as an old man despite the fact that he is the supreme head, but new Alaafin started unnecessary war without knowing that the secret of how Àgọ́-Ọ̀já gave Atiba land had been exposed. Also, that many now know that Ọ̀yọ́ Atiba was created in 1835 to 1837 as a town, not empire. He also started making claims on Ọ̀yọ́túnjí village in America, which contributed to the beating of Baba Oba in Ọ̀yọ́, who later passed away after he was taken to hospital. It is funny for Ààrẹ Mufu Olóòṣà to be begging Governor Ṣèyí Mákindé not to give Alága-Ọ̀já and other Ọ̀yọ́mèsì beaded crown because Alaafin will not have anyone to rule over. Alaafin can appoint people from inside Ọ̀yọ́ Àtìbà to the positions. Advice them náà fún wọn nìyẹn pé ìdílé mi wà ní Ọ̀yọ́ tán lè kó àwọn Ọ̀yọ́mèsì tán lè yọ àwọn Ọ̀yọ́mèsì jáde láàrin wọn. Ìgbéga ló máa jẹ́ fáwọn ìdílé yẹn náà. Táwọn Ọ̀yọ́mèsì bá dádé ìgbéga kan ni. Àwọn ìdílé tán bá yàn fún Ọ̀yọ́mèsì náà ìgbéga kan ni, at least láti ibì kan ni wọ́n ti mú wọn sókè. So gbogbo àwọn eléyìí tí ọ̀rẹ́ mi Mufu Olóòṣà tó wá ń sunkún, wọn ló ń sunkún lórí social media pé ó ń bẹ Ṣèyí Mákindé pé kán má di Alága-Ọ̀já ládé, bọ́n bá tiẹ̀ wá dá Alága-Ọ̀já ládé kán má dá àwọn Ọ̀yọ́mèsì ládé nígbà tí dáàdi ẹ̀ ò sí láàrin wọn. Ká ní dáàdi ẹ̀ wà láàrin wọn ni òun gan ní ọ̀kọ́ máa sọ wípé àwọn Ọ̀yọ́mèsì gan ti tó dádé náà. Beaded crown before Alaafin because Alaafin will not have anyone to rule over. Alaafin can appoint people from inside Ọ̀yọ́ Àtìbà to the positions, but it means Alaafin has no authority more than Agodoyotan. If Alaafin is wise, he would have crowned them and earned respect for life. But he has lost the respect now. I encourage Babawa Owade Alaafin to start working towards unity now. He should be working with Olubadan and Ogbomoso in Oyo. He should work with Oni and other Oba on security issues of our land. We cannot continue to deceive ourselves without correcting the wrongs to achieve success. Taloko Ajetunmobi Awolowo Ọba Kọ́láwọlé. Ẹ má rò pé mi mọ̀ kọ́ o, èmi kọ́ lèmi kọ́ o. So now kì í ṣe bàbá wa sọ Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ àbí Olúbàdàn nìkan ni bàbá wa ikú bàbá Yèyé gbọ́dọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ pẹ̀lú. Wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ pẹ̀lú alágọ̀ ọ̀jà àti àgọ́ ọ̀jà pẹ̀lú àwọn Ọ̀yọ́mèsì yẹn tí wọ́n bá dé wọn ládé. Prestige ló máa jẹ́ fún ikú bàbá Yèyé. Àwọn lè mọ̀ tí mọ̀, wọ́n dẹ̀ lè mọ̀ káwọn tó wà láyìíká wọn mọ̀ kó wá jẹ́ pé àìmọ̀ tàwọn tó wà láyìíká wọn ni wọ́n fẹ́ máa fi rú bàbá lójú, tí wọ́n fẹ́ sọ pé kò yẹ kó rí báyìí bó ṣe yẹ kó rí lélẹ́yìí. Tán wá rò wípé ibi ni gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé ń ṣe, láìmọ̀ wípé rere ni gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé ń ṣe. Kò sí ẹni tí máa ń jẹ́ baálé níbi tí ò ti síyàwó àtọmọ. Àpọ́n ni wọ́n ń perú wọn, tàbí kí wọ́n pè wọ́n lókóbó. Ẹni tí ọba ní Yorùbá ti sọ pé àpọ́nlé ò sí fọba tí ò lólórí, kì í sọba tí ò lólórí nìkan. Àpọ́nlé ò sí fọkùnrin tí ò níyàwó. Àpọ́nlé ò sí fọba tí ò lárẹ̀mọ. Ńgbà téèyàn bá ń ṣèjọba tó nìkan dá ṣèjọba, kò yàtọ̀ sí Yèétégbèwèrè Ìbàdàn. Yorùbá ti káre jù. Yorùbá ní èèyàn tán rẹ̀ bí Yèétégbèwèrè Ìbàdàn. Irú èèyàn wo Yèétégbè tó bá wá ń jẹ kalẹ̀ tán, yóò wá kúnlẹ̀, yóò wá gbóúnjẹ kalẹ̀. Òun náà ni ó máa sọ pé oúnjẹ yín rí ọ̀gá, òun náà ní bá rẹ̀ wí o, òun náà ní kúnlẹ̀, òun náà lọ wá jẹ o, òun náà ní ṣe wàhálà o, oúnjẹ yín rí ọ̀gá, yóò wá gbé síwájú ara rẹ̀. Ṣe rí pé ń tan rẹ̀ ni. Gẹ́gẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ẹni tó bá ń dá nìkan sáyé. Olóyè Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho ọmọọba yìí dá nìkan ràjò. Tẹ́ ẹ bá délé ẹ̀ lọ́la nísìn, dandan ni kẹ́ ẹ bá àwọn èèyàn ń bẹ̀. Ẹ máa bá àwọn èèyàn lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀. Ó túmọ̀ sí wípé ó lérò lẹ́yìn rẹpẹtẹ. Ní tí wọ́n ń pè ní olórí nìyẹn. Kò sólórí bí ọba ti sọmọ ẹ̀yìn. Olórí tó bá ti nígbàgbọ́ pò nìkan ni. No, ẹnìkan yìí dá ṣèlú, èèyàn kan yìí dá sọjà. Ìbàdí kan ò lè jòkó lẹ́ni, ẹsẹ̀ kan ò lè rìnà góróyà. You can never eat your cake and still have it. Èèyàn ò lè jẹ́ aṣòrókò kó tún dá ṣòróyà fún. Ìkan lọ́ fọwọ́ mú tó bá ti dá ṣòrókò, àwọn èèyàn ó sì máa kó ọ̀pẹ̀ kí wọ́n máa yá bàrà. So advice ni fún bàbá wa ikú bàbá Yèyé láti ronú sí kí wọ́n má tún sọ wípé ṣe là ń bú wọn. Náà lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Olóyè Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho, tẹ́ bá wò dáadáa ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn ni wọ́n ń lọ sílé olóyè láti lọ rèé kí wọn. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ni ó gbé kámẹ́rà lọ, ni ó gbé nǹkan lọ. Bọ́ bá wù mí náà ń wọ́n lọ o. Ṣùgbọ́n gẹ́gẹ́ bí advice tí mo fún bàbá, because kékeré mo fi bá lámọrin tan, kò sí fọ̀bẹ bùdànù. Olóyè Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho kọ́ ló bí mi. Ìyá kan bàbá kan kọ́ ló bí wa. Ṣùgbọ́n ó mú mi bí ọmọ ìyá ẹ̀. I can never trade that for anything. So oríṣiríṣi advice làwọn èèyàn fún Ìgbòho, but eléyìí Ìgbòho gangan ni wọ́n sọ according to ẹni tó fi sọwọ́. Bàbá lè sọ ní Yorùbá kan bá wọn interpret ẹ̀ sédè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì, but ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn nítumọ̀ kékeré ni o, ó ní ìtumọ̀ tó pọ̀. N ló jẹ́ kí n ní lọ́kàn láti sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀. Mo fẹ́ lè sọ pé òun gangan ló gbé mi wá. Eléyìí tí mo kọ́kọ́ sọ yẹn àtamọ́ ni, àfimọ́ ni, àjómọ́ ni, àmọ́ ni, kò sí lára ẹran. Àwọn ni, kò sí lára ẹran. Okay, Olóyè Sunday Igboho has a message to everyone as he returns home. And I quote, I am home. Mo ti wà nílé. Not because this journey was easy. Kìí ṣe torí pé ojú ọ̀nà ìrìn àjò mi àbí ìrìn àjò tí mo lọ ọ̀rọ̀run o, tàbọ̀ dẹ́rùn o, tàbọ̀ jẹ́ nǹkan tí èèyàn máa ń gbàdúrà kọ́rẹ́ èèyàn tàbí ọ̀tá èèyàn kó náà lọ́rú ẹ̀, but because it did not break me, ṣùgbọ́n torí pé kò kó ìrẹ̀wẹ̀sì bá mi, kò sọ mí dákúrẹ̀tẹ̀, n ò jẹ́ kó dá ogbé ọkàn sí mi lára, tàbí kó má jẹ́ kí n nítumọ̀ mọ́. Torí tí nǹkan bá ṣẹlẹ̀, it is either to make you or to break you. Ọ̀nà méjì tí nǹkan gbà wá nù, ilé tó bá ti fààyè lẹ̀ fún ni, tó bá gbà láàyè kó break ẹ, ó máa break ẹ, tó bá gbà láàyè kó make ẹ, ó máa make ẹ, ṣùgbọ́n tó bá fẹ́ gbà láàyè kó make ẹ, wàá rí sọ o. Lóyè Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho máa rí sọ, torí àwa mọ̀ púpọ̀ ńbẹ̀. Ìdènà tá a fi ń pe lọ́kùnrin, ìdènà tá a fi ń sáré káàkiri pé kò gbọ́dọ̀ jìyà gbé, ìdènà tá a fi ní ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ̀ ó gbọ́dọ̀ tẹ́ lọ́wọ́. Now there were years when I lost my freedom. Lọ́dún díẹ̀ sẹ́yìn mo pàdánù òmìnira mi. My properties, nǹkan ìní mi, my resources, friendships, àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ sá lọ, and people I loved, àwọn kan pàdánù ẹ̀mí wọn lójú ọ̀nà ìrìn àjò yìí. There were moments when my life itself hung in the balance. Àkókò kan bẹnu gbèsè ayé mi tó jẹ́ pé ilé ayé mi gangan kò fẹ́ lójútùú, ó ń fìsọ́tún ó ń fìsósì, kò dúró sójú kan. I was called names. Tájá tẹran ló mọ̀ pé mi lórúkọ o. Ó kọ̀ wo ni wọn ò pè Ìgbòho tán. Ọ̀lẹ igbádogóje èrò ọ̀wájà. Meanwhile, n tó según tí gún fi pa lórí. Bọ́ bá jẹ́ àkàlà ni yóò yọ gbẹ̀gbẹ̀ ọrùn. N tó so lóyè Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho tó wà láyé tí tó ń ta pọ́npọ́n, bọ́ bá sẹ́mọ ẹlòmíì ni yóò ti dẹni àná. Torí pé ó senú ilé ládìẹ ẹ̀dẹ̀tú ọdẹ nù, bọ́ bá ṣe bí àparò ni yóò ti bá yẹn oko lọ. So àwa la máa ń tó ṣẹlẹ̀. I was called names, rejected, misunderstood. Normally mo fẹ́ lè sọ wípé olóyè Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho kò sẹ́ni tó kọ̀ ọ́ sílẹ̀ o. We all loved you, we admired you, we appreciate you. Gbogbo wa pátápátá. Lóòótọ́ gbogbo èèyàn ò lè fẹ́ràn èèyàn, tó bá fẹ́ kí gbogbo èèyàn fẹ́ràn ọ sọnù. A jẹ́ pé kò tó kú kan bẹ́lẹ̀ tán gbẹ́ fún ọ nìyẹn, tán wá ń kọrin erin kárí ilé ọ wá jọba fún ọ. Tí gbogbo èèyàn bá ti lè sọ pé tí gbogbo èèyàn bá ti lè fẹ́ràn ọ wá ń tẹ̀lé wọn lọ́bì kan jọ torí Ọlọ́run kọ́kọ́ kó break. Wo wájú kó wo ẹ̀yìn kó wo ẹ̀gbẹ́ kó wo ọ̀tún kó wo òsì náà kó tó tẹ̀síwájú ìrìn àjò pẹ̀lú wọn. Because òye yé mi pé gbogbo ayé ò gbọdọ̀ fẹ́ràn èèyàn, àwọn kan fẹ́ràn àwọn kan takò ọ, ìgbà tí ilé ayé dùnnú. Misunderstood and erased by many who once stood beside me, but exile could not take my conscience. Àjò tí mo lọ tàbí àjò tí mo wà kò gba ẹ̀rí ọkàn mi. It could not take my love for the people. Kò gba ìfẹ́ mi fún àwọn èèyàn mi. It could not take my belief that a nation is more than its government. Kò yọ kúrò lọ́kàn mi. Ìgbàgbọ́ tí mo ní pé orílẹ̀-èdè ó ju ìjọba kíjọba tí bá ń bẹ nínú ẹ̀ lọ. Torí pé nínú orílẹ̀-èdè níjọba wà. Bí ó bá sórílẹ̀-èdè kò sí ní tíjọba ó ṣèjọba lé lórí, kò sẹ́ni tá mọ̀ pé níjọba, kò sí ní tá mọ̀ pé níjọba, kò sáwọn tí ó wà nípò ìjọba. Today, I return with no anger and no revenge in my heart. Lónìí, mo ti padà dé o. ṣùgbọ́n bí tí ìwù kọ́ ọmọ kò sí ìbínú kankan tàbí èrò lọ́kàn mi pé mo fẹ́ gbẹ̀san, and that is Olóyè Sunday Adeniyi Adeyemo for you. No hatred whatsoever. I am saying it as it is. Tó bá jẹ́ other side ni, you know me as Mr. Say it is as it is. Mo mọ Ìgbòho dáadáa. Ìgbòho kì í fi orí ahọ́n báyàn ṣe. Lóòótọ́ ìfẹ́ tí Ìgbòho ní sí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn kì í jẹ́ kó reject àwọn nǹkan kan. Ló jẹ́ pé gbogbo tẹ́ ẹ bá mú wá fún Ìgbòho ni Ìgbòho máa gbà. Gbogbo tẹ́ ẹ bá sọ fún Ìgbòho ni Ìgbòho máa gbọ́. Ìgbòho kì í verify problem tẹ́gbọ̀n mi nínú. Kò ráyè láti máa wádìí. Tó bá ti sọ nǹkan fún ṣé bó ṣe rí nu kò sí wàhálà a máa gbé ìgbésẹ̀ lórí ẹ̀ ọ̀tán. Ìgbòho love everybody. Nígbà súnmọ́ Ìgbòho tó bá sọ wípé Ìgbòho kò kó èèyàn mọ́ra ó ń tọ́ ọmọ Ìgbòho. Ìgbòho tẹ́ ń rí níta kọ́ ni Ìgbòho tó wà nínú ilé. Ìgbòho tẹ́ ń rí níta ni Ìgbòho jagunjagun. Ìgbòho tó wà nínú ilé is a full responsible man, a loving and caring man. Tó care tí ó care fún kì í ṣe ọmọdé ni kì í ṣe obìnrin nìkan ló care fún, ó care fún ọkùnrin. Ìmọ̀ ń care fún mi bí ẹni pé ọmọ kékeré ni mí ni. So I so much love him and I will always love him. Irrespective of distance between us. I don't care. So he remain my brother till eternity. So that is him for you. Today I return with no anger and no revenge in my heart. Bó ṣe rí nìyẹn, Ìgbòho ọlọ́kàn láti sọ pé ó fẹ́ gbẹ̀san lọ́dọ̀ ẹni kankan. Only gratitude for life, lessons learned. Mo wá dúpẹ́ fóore ọ̀fẹ́ mi. Ẹ̀kọ́ tó yẹ kí n kọ́ nínú ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí mi mo ti kọ́. And a renewed commitment to serve humanity with integrity. You are always with integrity, my brother. You always love your people. You can go to any length to rescue your people, to support your people, to be with them, even at the cost of your own thing. So, this is not a victory lap. This is a continuation of purpose. Thank you to those who stood firm. To those who doubted, I wish you peace. The work continues. Iṣẹ́ tó Olóyè Sunday Adeyemo Ìgbòho rán sí gbogbo ọmọ kóòtù òjíire bínú. So, àwa náà wá ń àbẹ́mi náà wá ń sọ fún Olóyè Sunday Adeyemo Ìgbòho pẹ̀lú àwọn tó máa ní ọkàn kan náà pẹ̀lú mi wípé pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run kò ní kù lẹ́yìn. Àkọ́kọ́ nù, mo wá ní ẹ̀bẹ̀ àdúrà kan k'Ọlọ́run ó dá mi lẹ́jọ́ bọ́kàn mi bá ṣe rí sí ọ, torí bọ́kàn tiẹ̀ ṣe rí náà ló ṣe ń wò wá. Bọ́kàn tèmi náà bá ṣe wá rí sí ọ k'Ọlọ́run fi dá mi lẹ́jọ́. Tó bá jẹ́ pórí ahọ́n ni mo ti ń sọ, ọ̀tọ̀ ní tí ń bẹ nsàlẹ̀ ẹkùn mi, k'Ọlọ́run fi dá mi lẹ́jọ́. So kí làdúrà mi tí mo máa ń gbà fún ọ òun ni wípé láti 2021 sí 2026 àlàfo ọdún 5 ló wà ń bẹ o. Tó bá di July 1st ló máa pé complete 5 years tí ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn ti ṣẹlẹ̀. Gbogbo tí wàá lù mọ́ Èkó lọ nínú ìrìn àjò ọ̀hún gbọ́ Ọlọ́run àánú. Ìwọ ló sílẹ̀kùn ní tó tún ti padà lálẹ́ yìí, bá wa dá padà fún Ìgbòho nílọ́pọ̀ àìmọye. Ọlọ́run bá wa fi lọ́kàn balẹ̀. Gbogbo ìsòtọ́ tara rẹ̀ jáde kọ́ mọ́mọ́ nira. Ìgbòho máa ń gbé ọ̀rọ̀ lọ́yọ̀rọ̀ sáyà, ṣùgbọ́n lọ́pọ̀ ọgbà ẹni tí bá ń gbọ́rọ̀ lọ́rọ̀ sáyà ayé lè mọ́ gbọ́rọ̀ tiẹ̀ sáyà o. Ṣùgbọ́n òye yé mi pé ọmọ káàárọ̀ òjíire gbé ọ̀rọ̀ Ìgbòho sáyà. So lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ advice mo Olóyè Sunday Adeyemo Ìgbòho ni wípé gbogbo àwọn tí ń faránù ọ bí ológbò, àwọn tí ọmọ wá kí ọ, àwọn tí ọmọ yọ kámẹ́rà jáde nǹkan ó compulsory ó wà ókè o láti allow wọn o, ṣùgbọ́n má fún wọn láàyè tó pọ̀. Jẹ́ kí wọ́n wá fẹ́rẹ́ kí wọ́n lọ fẹ́rẹ́. Ṣé ẹ gbàgbé sà, after 2 weeks ẹ tilẹ̀kùn lé yín. Ní ti páwọn èèyàn ní wá kí o, ẹ mọrú àlejò tẹ́tùn gbà. So pápápá òun náà ni kí jamboree àbí kí ni gbogbo tó kọ́kọ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí ná gbogbo ókè inú gbogbo wa dùn o, ẹ̀gbọ́n wa dé o, ọ̀gá wa dé o, àbúrò wa dé o, ọmọ wa dé o, ẹ jẹ́ á lọ kí ká lọ bá ṣàjọyọ̀. ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì ti tó. lẹ́yìn ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì strict policy kó jáde, gbogbo èèyàn kọ́ ni yóò tún máa wọlé Ìgbòho mọ́. sọ́rí o, èmi kọ́ la alákòóso bẹ́ẹ̀ o, ṣùgbọ́n àwa ò tún sọ kó compulsory fún mi láti sọ. kò pọn dandan káwọn tó wà ń bí òun mú lò, but it is very very compulsory for me to say it because majority àwọn tí ń lọ kí Ìgbòho, àwọn tó fẹ́ hàdì mọ́ fẹ́dà wọn ni, àwọn tó fẹ́ hàdì mọ́ viewers wọn ni, àwọn tó fẹ́ hàdì mọ́ subscribers ni, àwọn tó fẹ́ hàdì mọ́ followers ni. Ntí wọn ó sì máa béèrè lọ́wọ́ olóyè ó lè ga ju nǹkan tí ó yẹ kó lóyè ó sọ lọ. ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ọmọ ọ̀rọ̀ kan láì sọ ló jẹ́ kí n sọ njó níyìn, bọ̀dá you are more of a warrior. mo sọ fún yín bẹ́ẹ̀ o, ẹlẹ́dàá yín gbọ́ òsì ń bẹ̀. bẹ́yìn náà bá ń wo kinní ẹ̀ máa gbé ọmọ burúkú yìí sọ lóòótọ́. mo ní bọ̀dá you are more of a warrior. àwa ni sọ̀rọ̀sọ̀rọ̀, fi ọ̀rọ̀ sísọ́lẹ̀ fún àwa. jagunjagun ò kì í sọ̀rọ̀. jagunjagun always speak by actions. àwa la lè gbọ́ wẹ́wẹ́, àwa la mọ ká mú he pọ̀ mọ́ bí pọ̀ mọ́ dí pọ̀ mọ́ he pọ̀ mọ́ f kó jọra kó dodidi. ojú ọ̀nà tiwa nù. èmi ò lè jagun, ogun ẹnu nìkan mo lè jà. n ló jẹ́ pé bàbá ń lọ rálì bí Ìgbòho ọba ti sí ń bẹ̀, èmi ò lọ o. èmi ń tèmi mi yìí lọ, tí Ìgbòho ọba ti lọ mi yìí lọ rálì kankan because majority àwọn tẹ rò pọ̀ láyà ẹ̀mí Ìgbòho la fi ń mí o, kò jù bá ń lọ o. Ọlọ́run nínú àánú ẹ̀ yóò wà pẹ̀lú Ìgbòho o. iṣẹ́ tí Ìgbòho rán mi sí ni mo ti jẹun o. wàhálà àti ìdààmú kò ní débẹ̀ nìkan kan wa o. Jésù Olúwa wa, àmín. Sọlá alánàbí kẹrin sallallahu alaihi wasallam.